Thank you, Russ. Fellow Toastmasters, dear guests. So, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me? Okay, thank you. Fellow Toastmasters, have you ever walked into a room full of strangers and you suddenly felt like every ounce of confidence just vanished? That was me for the first time when I attended a networking event at Howard University in 2010. Yes. My palms were very sweaty. My heart, was racing. My goodness. And yeah, sorry, my heart is still racing. And I suddenly forgot how to introduce myself. True story. I remember thinking, what am I even doing here? I remember that period I called my husband and I told him, I don't think I can do this. This is just way beyond my comfort zone, just off of going to a networking event, right? So networking was far outside my comfort zone. I used to believe that if I worked hard enough, my efforts would speak for themselves. But life had taught me that why hard work pays, connection actually takes you through doors, right? So over time, I learned that networking isn't about collecting business card, it's about adding people, not about adding people on LinkedIn. It's about building genuine relationships. And today, I want to share 5 things that has helped me to overcome not being comfortable in networking spaces to being comfortable and also to start building meaningful collections. So the first thing that happened was I did change my mindset. At first, I saw networking as a chore. I didn't like it. I saw it as something that I had to do, not because I wanted to do it, right? But once I started to realize that networking was really about people, their stories, their goals, their experiences, it became much easier because I love to, hear things like that. I told myself, don't focus on what you can get from people, focus on what you can learn and also contribute. And this simple mindset shift made all the difference. Number two, I started small. Instead of a large group, I began with small gathering, like this Toastmasters Club. And even before this, there were times I found myself just standing in front of the mirror and talking to myself and imagining that I had people in front of me listening, right? Yeah, I learned to introduce myself. I learned to listen actively when the Toastmasters Club I'm referring to, and also engage in conversations that felt really, really authentic. So these little steps built my confidence. The more I spoke, the less intimidating it became. Before long, I found myself enjoying conversations, like real conversations with people, and not just, being there. The third point is preparing talking points. Preparation gave me much confidence. I think ahead, like what are the possible topics that I might discuss in this networking event? What questions could I also ask? Sometimes, it doesn't really go as planned because, sometimes you say something and the other person want to talk about something different. But the thing is, because I was prepared, I was able to, function in this event, right? And what inspired me to attend the event was also something that came up because it was also how I break the ice with other people. Like being prepared means I could start conversation naturally without feeling awkward, right? The fourth point is I focus on listening more than I spoke sometimes. At first, networking meant that, it meant talking about myself. It doesn't mean talking about myself, sorry. But I learned that people love to feel heard, right? So I started to listen really, really more often than I spoke, right? I asked questions, I showed genuine interest, and I also remember small details just to follow up on conversation. And that made people feel valued. It made them have the trust in me to want to go on and share more about themselves. And the fourth thing is I followed up and I stayed connected, right? Networking, sorry about that. Networking doesn't really end when the event is over. That was what I found out, right? Because I started to follow up with people that I really connected with by sending quick messages. I was connecting, looking for them on LinkedIn and connecting, and even, checking on them after a few weeks. And that's how I've been able to build some professional relationships that have grown into meaningful ones. Some of them still remain my closest mentor, my collaborators, and my friends at this day because I was able to, follow up and connect with them after the events. So, in conclusion, networking has transformed not just my professional life, it has transformed me as a person. It has taken me from being this timid person, very, very timid. Most people still don't believe me when I say that, to this person that everybody sees as confident and see as being intentional about, connecting with others and making meaningful connection. And the truth is, I have come to embrace every connection that has the potential to change my life, but only like because I was willing, right, to take the step to get out of my comfort zone. So I just want to say, the next time you walk into a room full of strangers, remember, these aren't just people you don't these aren't just people you don't know yet, right? They might be your mentors, they might be future collaborators, and even long life friends, waiting just to be discovered. Back to you, Madam Osa Toastmasters. Thank you.